is to receive the Monterey County Community Action Commission Summary Report for 2016. Let's see, we have Mr. Robinson approaching the monitors. Here we go.
And I need to pull up PowerPoint. Yeah, we're right back.
Was it sent to?
I believe so. Well, yeah, I see it. Yeah, it's right here. This is it. So I'd like to introduce this morning, or good morning, members of the board. Madam Chair, I'm Elliot Robinson, Director of Social Services, and I'd like to introduce Ronald Holder, who's the Vice Chair of the Community Action Commission. He represents District 2, and it's an honor to introduce Mr. Holder to do the Community Action Commission's presentation.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam President, Madam Chairman, and members of the Supervisory Board. My name is Ron Holder, and I'm the Vice Chair for the Community Action Partnership, and I'm one of the commissioners. On the program today, we have one thing that you have seen before you, is we're trying to show you the summary report for the 2016 and the 2017 year. With this, we have a contractual agreement with all the partnerships that we provide services for, and the services is for the community on low poverty income people. What we are doing is, on this one, the Community Action members is a group of volunteers that represent all the districts in which you all are representatives. We have 15 members, with 3 representatives for each member of the districts. In those districts, we have the membership for the low income, we have for the private sector, and we also have it for the public sector. And as today, we have, as you see, a message from the chairman. And the chairman is Everett Savellis. And in his behalf, I'm standing for him today. What we have is the agency provides funds to support the basic organization operation program that serves low-income families in this community. With this, we have the Monterey County Community Action Partnership Service priorities. These are the organizations that we are representing, and food access is one of them, jobs, resources support, and we have the youth engagement activities. Under those, we have 2 things that goes on that we mainly look at as a basic guideline, is the low income status of each individual partner. By doing that, we have multiple functions, which we do, but to sum it all up, we have to look at what the people have to say back to us. The community is very important to us at this juncture. And one of the things that must be noted, that due to the poverty that is rising highly in the community at this time, we have to look at the many ways that we can utilize the money sufficiently to support each organization that is a provider to the community. With this, we have the agency receives funds, but without the Department of Social Services, which we are embedded in, we would not be able to have those funds to keep the Community Action Partnership, because we have limited property access that's coming from the states for each agency. But due to Mr. Elliott here, he puts in supplementary funds to justify those needs that we need to keep the operation process going for the Community Action Partnership. As being a commissioner, and I'm glad to work for Your Honor Phillips, which I am the District 2 representative for. With his knowledge of ideas he gave me when we first met, I used those ideas to supplement our thoughts by enhancing to the commission that we need to look at new ideas as well as the ones that are given to us by the state and local government, which is you all, the supervisors. We put those together to make an understanding that we have to work together as a partnership, but as us as commissioners, we have to go more into the community to find out what their needs are. That's why we ask for needs assessments. We do those needs assessments in order to understand what the community is looking for in order for us to be more service to them. And what we have found out by these reports of their activities, if it wasn't for these things, we would have no clue or what their ideals are looking for what we should provide as a service. Because we live in the community, but we're not in the community doing those things on a low-income basis with limited funding. So the funds that have been provided with this summary will give you an idea, an open book of how we are functioning today as a Community Action Commission for partnership under the Monterey Community Action Partnership Plan. With these, I also see as the financial report, these are the 2016 service categories which we have served for 2016. But we have started this way before then, but we just now become to understand by having hearings and that's the community access, communications with the community, or what their needs were by the needs assessment. By putting all these things together, we've had agencies, which you see up there on the screen, different agencies that are providers for the community. And by these agencies strongly going by the guidelines set forth by the state, and some of them are in bed with us with the supervisor's suggestion that we use these ideas to better enhance the communities for the services that they need in order to be a more efficiency community service partnership organization and make it more fulfilling for our commission to fulfill the plans that we're looking for the future. And in our future, we're looking forward to more organizations to come in, because we're already doing right now REP, which is a proposal that will be presented, what has already been presented, but what is the request for proposals, new organizations that may come in that we can help or they can help us to provide more services to the community. And at the time, we'll have those information is going to be on the website for the county purchasing, website. And in the future, this is where we stand at this moment. I hope that summarizes some of the things that can be a tool of use and to the community at this time. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. So,
Any questions?
yes, allow us just a few questions. Do you have any questions, Supervisor Phillips? Salinas? Parker?
Yes, thank you. I do have a question. I really appreciate the work that the Community Action Partnership is doing, and really important to do the work that you do, which really, a lot of it is giving people support and help out of some tough spots they're in.
Yes,
I also like the whole youth engagement. Seems like a newer piece, and that's, to me, I always like to look at how can we start earlier in the process to keep people from getting in a jam in the first place, to the extent we can. So I think that's a really good move. So my question is, one of the most effective investments that we know we can make in individual and community success and preventing poverty is investments in the 0 to 3 population.
Yes.
I know that's not the major focus, but are there ways within the guidelines of the partnership that you can dedicate some portion of funds? And has there been a discussion of really trying to look at early childhood development and parenting education to help people get the best possible start in life?
Yes, we are right at this moment. We are still having the request for proposal, but we're going to let Margarita continue with that.
Yes. To answer your question, the last community assessment, child care was one of the priorities identified. When we put out the proposal, we put child care services there as one of the priorities, so we don't know what the community is going to propose on. But we are looking to partner with First Five, for example, and make sure that what we can provide in terms of funding, First Five can supplement. So that discussion is there. We never before had that as a priority.
Great, thank you. And I think that's good. One of the things I look at, and again, I don't know if this fits exactly within your guidelines, but child care is good. That addresses a very limited number of people, and I see you're leveraging funds, which makes a lot of sense. But what I'm looking at too is a little bit broader dissemination of training and information for people, so that there's a broader understanding in the community of those kind of strategies that they can employ with their very young children to give them the encouragement and the stimulation and the love that they need. For those kids, to be successful. And it may be people, well, that's just a little bit broader application of resources. So
Right.
hope you'll look at that too.
I see what you're saying is like trying to get to the root of the problem at an early age.
And for as many people as possible, to the extent we can. I know it's always a trade-off, but just to kind of introduce that idea as you're looking at these strategies. Thank you.
So, I've got an actual follow-up question to that. I know that you had indicated that there are always new agencies that are asking to get in, and I expect that you do that through the request for proposals from people. But can you tell me a little bit more about the process that you use to determine who will come in? And are you looking at like community need in a certain sense, sort of following up on Jane's
We
comments?
published the community action plan that outlines the service priorities for the next 2 years. And then based on that plan, we put out a request for proposals. We go through the county procurement system and they publicize the proposal. So it's open to any agency. It could be a current agency already providing services or a totally new agency, depending on what they see as they can provide for us. And sometimes they provide services that are not being fully funded by us, but they present a plan.
So then do you have sort of a scoring grid?
Yes.
And what is that based against? Is it based against a community survey, or what is the scoring grid? How do you score it, so to speak?
We included in this very recent proposal that is in progress, we included a scoring criteria. And we are having a panel of scoring people that will go through the proposals and see how each application complies with each of the scoring criteria. And then those agencies will be selected.
Okay, all right. Okay, thanks. Thank you. So is there any other questions?
Just a quick comment. I wanted to, first of all, thank you for your presentation, very quick and concise, but I think these kind of presentations remind us all as Board of Supervisors the important work that our commissioners do. Your meetings and your focus on some key areas of need in our communities, not only Salinas but throughout Monterey County. It's a reminder. I see some of the top areas where your resources have gone: homelessness, food resources, certainly our young people, our youth, and domestic violence. Many times it's tied with increase in poverty and struggles. Having worked at the Superior Court and helping people with domestic violence restraining orders, you're talking about people who sometimes have nowhere else to go. They have to leave a dangerous situation, and so you have some of these nonprofits that help people find other housing. Meanwhile, they go support them in court, and then even after that, there's a lot of kind of emergency situations where these types of services really go a long way to help those victims, and many of them who are children themselves, victims of domestic violence, and women, of course. But anyways, I just wanted to compliment you and all the commissioners for a good report and another good year of doing some good work in the community.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for your report, and if there's nothing else, we will receive the report. Okay?
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Oh, sorry, any member of the public, our vast public who would like to comment on this presentation?
Oh, I missed it. Could you fill me in maybe?
Well, thank you for that suggestion. I'm sure we can work something out. Okay,
And Madam Chair, before we leave this, I did,
Yes.
just a comment, I did want to thank the Community Action Commission for the report. It's really great to get an update on what's going on, especially this important work for our community. And because of your question, and I was just, as they were doing their presentation, I was trying to look up the Community Action Plan. It didn't load onto my iPad within our lifetime. So I wonder if the next time when you bring us an update, maybe you could include the 2-year plan so that when we can get more of the detail in our preparation meeting. That would be very helpful.
and then following up on that too, do you have a demographic breakout within the report itself? Men, women, age, that sort of thing, location of the services that are being received?
I'll just, one of the things that is clear is in the plan we have the community demographics, and in the report, I don't think the actual report that was put together is, but we do have a number of demographics available within the enrollment reporting system.
Right. We do have the demographics report that we sent to the state, and that is shared with the commission. Roughly, we touch the lives of 20,000 individuals in Monterey County. We do collect outcomes and as well as demographic information.
Good. Thanks again. Your work is so appreciated.
Again, if you could include that, I mean, not that you have to go into the detail when you do your presentation, but it's valuable information to include as part of the board materials so that we can, we can get that level of detail. Because it's such important work that you're doing. It's a shame not to have that available to us and to the general public if they have a deeper interest in what you're doing.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Supervisor
Thank you.
Salinas.
Thank you for
I think everybody woke up.
service us and the commissioners, the work for South County, also the work for South County. 660,000 seats may seem like a lot, but it's not to meet all the needs. Very appropriate distribution, certainly for food resources that the applicant to go and do some food distribution down in San Arno and Chula and those areas. And that's so critical and so vital for some of those families. So I think it's appropriate, it's commendable to be able to stretch those dollars to touch as many lives as you can.
Thank you. Any further comments? Great. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Keep up the good work.